The winter rain hammered the glass rooftop of Silverline Tech headquarters, a towering monument of steel, money, and ambition. But tonight its halls trembled with a terror no one inside had ever imagined. The lobby lights flickered, guards shouted, alarms rang. Yet in the middle of that chaos stood a man who looked painfully out of place. A single dad, clothes worn from construction work, face tired yet calm, holding his trembling 8-year-old daughter close to his chest. Her name was Lila, small, fragile, breathing in short bursts as she gripped her father's shirt. And above her tiny head pressed a cold black gun barrel, held by a desperate, shaking man whose life had unraveled far too quickly. "Don't move or she dies!" The gunman screamed, his voice cracking under the weight of madness. People ducked behind desks, camera drones hovered silently, and all eyes were locked on the intruder who had stormed the building demanding to meet the CEO, the girl whimpered. The guards aimed their weapons. Executives peeked from glass offices. But the single dad, Ethan Cole, didn't flinch. His jaw tightened, but his eyes stayed steady, calm, unbroken, as though he carried storms inside him, far more violent than the one outside. The gunman shook the little girl again. "Tell your guards to back off," he demanded. Ethan raised one slow hand, shielding Lila with his body. "Everyone, lower your weapons," he said softly. The head of security hesitated, whispering urgently, "Sir, he's unstable." "She's my whole world," Ethan replied. Voice low but firm. "Do as he says." His calmness unnerved even the gunman. Before anyone could understand what was happening, the elevator chimed, and out stepped the one man everyone had been expecting. The legendary billionaire, Adrian Steele, CEO of Silverline Tech, feared by markets, worshipped by entrepreneurs, and known for firing people without blinking. Tall, pristine suit, emotionless eyes. He entered the lobby like a king who owned the air itself. But when he saw the gun near Lila's head, his face lost all color. "Please," he whispered, something no one had ever heard him say. "Not the child." The gunman pointed the weapon directly at Adrian. "You ruined my life. You stole my invention. Today you pay." Adrian's voice trembled, something else no one had ever seen from him. "I didn't." "Lies!" The gunman pressed the weapon harder into Lila's hair, making her cry out. Ethan tightened his arms protectively. "Let her go," he said softly, stepping forward despite the gun. "Let her go and take me instead." The entire lobby gasped. Adrian stared at him as if he had lost his mind. Even the gunman blinked. "You'd trade your life for hers?" he asked, shocked. "Without hesitation," Ethan said. "She's all I have." His voice cracked at the last word. He gently set Lila down, whispering, "Close your eyes, sweet pea. Daddy's here." Lila sobbed, "Daddy." "Don't." "Shh." Ethan stepped between her and the gun. "You want someone to blame? Shoot me!" The gunman's hands trembled violently, torn between rage, desperation, and confusion. Adrian took a cautious step forward. "Let the girl go," he pleaded. "And I'll give you anything. Money, lawyers, protection. I lost everything." The gunman screamed. "I have nothing left." "You still have a choice," Ethan said, taking one more step. "And this child has a life ahead. Don't destroy it just because yours got shattered." His voice wasn't angry, it was compassionate, honest, painfully human. Something in the gunman cracked. His breaths became jagged. His grip loosened. I didn't want a kid involved." Ethan slowly reached forward. "Then end it. Let her walk away." The gunman's eyes filled with tears. He lowered the gun from Lila's head, but in that same second, click, the gun fired. A deafening echo filled the entire lobby. People screamed. Lila fell backward. Adrian froze in horror. And Ethan didn't fall. He didn't bleed. He didn't even blink. Instead, he caught the gunman's wrist mid-fire, twisted it with brutal precision, and shoved the weapon away as though he had trained for moments like this his entire life. The bullet had fired into the marble floor, saved only by Ethan's impossible reaction speed. In one motion, he swept the gunman's legs, pinned him to the ground, and disarmed him. The guards rushed in. The gunman screamed and thrashed, but Ethan didn't let go until the cuffs clicked. Lila ran into her father's arms, sobbing uncontrollably. Adrian stared at Ethan, stunned beyond belief, not just at the insane bravery, not just at the superhuman reflexes, but at the father, who risked everything without flinching. "Who are you?" Adrian breathed. Ethan lifted his daughter, wiping her tears. His voice was quiet, almost broken. "Just a dad who promised his little girl I'd always protect her." Adrian swallowed hard. In that moment, he felt something he hadn't felt in decades: respect and guilt. The lobby had calmed, the gunman had been taken away, but Adrian didn't move. His eyes stayed locked on Ethan, as if seeing a man his wealth could never buy. "Come to my office," Adrian said finally. "I owe you an explanation, and much more than a thank you." Ethan didn't want anything from a billionaire, but for his daughter's safety he agreed. They took the private elevator, silence thick between them. When the doors opened at the top floor, Ethan noticed something shocking: a massive portrait of a woman who looked almost like Lila. Adrian caught Ethan staring. His voice cracked. "That woman was my wife. She died 8 years ago." Ethan felt the weight in his chest. Lila tugged his sleeve. "Daddy, she's pretty." "Yes," Adrian whispered brokenly. "She was." Ethan stood quietly, unsure. Adrian turned toward him, eyes burning with intensity. "You saved a child today," he said. "But I don't think it was an accident that she looks like her." Ethan frowned. "What are you saying?" Adrian took a deep breath. "I think your daughter might be connected to my past in a way you can't imagine." Ethan stiffened, clutching Lila protectively. "My daughter has nothing to do with your world." "Maybe she doesn't," Adrian said. "But you do." Ethan's heart pounded. "Why?" Adrian stepped closer. "Because the moment you stepped in front of that gun, I realized I've seen courage like that only once before." "In who?" Ethan asked. "In the woman in that portrait," Adrian whispered. "And I need to know why your daughter looks exactly like her." The air froze. Ethan felt as if the whole world had stopped turning. Lila hid her face in his chest, and Adrian's final words sent a chill down his spine. "Because if I'm right, Lila might be the key to a truth I've been running from for 8 long years."